Hi, I'm Callie. Most people know me as the marketing exec who landed the Peterson account last quarter, but there's more to me than just PowerPoints and pitch meetings. I've been climbing the ladder at Axis Marketing for 5 years now, and things are finally falling into place. Babe, you're still coming to dinner tonight, right? I made reservations at that new place downtown. Derek's voice came through my car speakers as I finished up a client call. Wouldn't miss it. Today's meeting went great, so I'm definitely in the mood to celebrate. That's my girl, always crushing it. I smiled, glancing at the photo of us stuck to my dashboard. 2 years together and 6 months engaged. Derek works at Rivera Marketing across town. We joke about being star-crossed lovers in competing firms. But it's never been an issue. He's supportive, ambitious like me, and honestly, the best thing that's happened to me in years. My phone buzzed with a text from Mom. Call me when you can, honey. My relationship with Mom, Linda to everyone else, hasn't always been smooth sailing. She wanted me to follow her into teaching. Couldn't understand my obsession with the corporate world. We barely spoke my first 2 years after college, but lately things have been different. Hey, Mom, what's up? I called her back during my lunch break. Just checking in. How's work? How's Derek? Both good. We're having dinner tonight at that new place, Oliveira's. That's nice, honey. He's a keeper, that one. That's new. Mom actually approving of my choices. A year ago, she would have questioned if I was working too much to maintain a relationship. After work, I decided to surprise Mom with a visit. She lives about 20 minutes from my office, and I had time before meeting Derek. I picked up her favorite muffins from Barker's Bakery. Jess, I'm heading to Mom's place before dinner, I told my best friend on the phone while driving. Wow, voluntary visit to Linda's? Who are you and what have you done with Callie? Very funny. We're in a good place lately. She even asks about Derek now instead of acting like my relationship is some phase I'll grow out of. Speaking of the devil's advocate, how's he handling the Miller Project rivalry? Surprisingly well. He never presses for details, says work is work and us is us. I turned onto Mom's street, still chatting with Jess when I nearly slammed on my brakes. There, parked right by Mom's gate, was Derek's black F-150. I'll call you back, I whispered to Jess. Why would Derek be at my mother's house? He said he had meetings all afternoon. I parked down the block and approached on foot. The windows were open due to the spring weather, and I could hear voices from the side of the house. She has no idea, Linda, and it needs to stay that way. That was definitely Derek's voice. I froze, pressing against the wall beside the open window. Don't worry. Callie trusts me now. She'll tell me anything. My heart hammered against my ribs as I inched closer to the window. Derek and Mom were sitting at her kitchen table, coffee mugs between them. So what's the latest on the Henson account? Callie mentioned they might switch agencies. She's presenting the pitch next week. All the details are in her home office. I checked her notes while she was in the shower yesterday. If Axis loses Henson, Rivera can swoop in with exactly what they want. I covered my mouth to keep from gasping. Was Derek seriously using me for company intel? You're sure she doesn't suspect anything? These meetings of ours are getting risky. Please, Linda. Your daughter is smart with business, but blind when it comes to people. Tell her you're proud. Throw in some mother-daughter bonding and she'll tell you anything. Mom laughed, actually laughed. You're right about that. Always seeking approval. Remember when I told her that story about how she choked during her 5th grade play? She was so upset she spilled everything about her insecurities with that big presentation. Which gave me the perfect opportunity to comfort her while getting all the details on the Peterson strategy. Rivera's been copying their approach ever since. I felt sick. The Peterson account, my biggest achievement, and Derek had been feeding our strategies to his firm all along. How much longer do we need to keep this up? The wedding's in 6 months. Just until I make partner at Rivera. Then I'll find some reason to delay, eventually call it off. Maybe suggest she's too career-focused and not ready for marriage. Hitting her where it hurts. She's always worried about balancing career and personal life. Mentioned it just last week. Information I've used plenty of times. Babe, you work too hard. What about our future family? Works like a charm when I need her distracted. My legs nearly gave out. 6 months of secrets. Using my own mother to manipulate me? I stumbled back from the window, barely remembering to stay quiet. 20 minutes later, I was parked outside Jess's apartment building, sobbing into my steering wheel. I'd called in sick to work, texted Derek that I had a migraine and couldn't make dinner. Holy shit, Cal, get in here right now! Jess pulled me inside, practically carrying me to her couch. They've been working together for months, Jess. Everything I told Mom about my insecurities, she fed to Derek so he could manipulate me. All those company secrets he's been stealing. That two-faced bastard. And your own mother? I never trusted Linda, but this is next level. What hurts most is I finally thought we were connecting. All those heart-to-hearts were just info-gathering sessions. What are you going to do? I don't know. Part of me wants to confront them both right now. Bad move. If you tip them off, they'll just deny everything and cover their tracks. I wiped my eyes, anger replacing hurt. You're right. I need proof. What kind of proof are we talking about? Company secrets being leaked? Their secret meetings? Everything? So what's the plan, boss lady? Because I'm thinking scorched earth here. First, I act completely normal. Meanwhile, I'll feed Derek false information, see if it makes its way to Rivera. And Linda? Same thing. Different bait. I'll need to get into Derek's email somehow. His phone is practically glued to him, but what about his laptop? He leaves it at home sometimes when we go out. I still have time before he expects me home. That's my girl. Now dry those tears. We've got a snake to catch. For the first time since hearing Derek's voice through that window, I felt something besides heartbreak. Pure, righteous fury. The next morning, I put on my game face and called Derek. Hey babe, feeling better? I missed you last night. Much better, just needed some rest. Sorry about dinner. Don't worry about it, we can go another night. Want me to bring soup home? So thoughtful. That'd be great. I wanted to reach through the phone and strangle him. For 2 weeks, I played the perfect fiancé. Meanwhile, Jess and I worked overtime gathering evidence. She helped me install a keylogger on Derek's laptop during a night he went out with the boys. Got it. He's been emailing someone named Marcus at Rivera. Full presentations, client lists, everything. Jess showed me the screenshots. That's his boss. Look, he sent over our entire Westbrook campaign pitch before I even presented it to my team. What a complete dirtbag. And check these emails to your mom. I scrolled through dozens of messages between Derek and Mom. Weekly meeting schedules, topics to casually bring up with me. Wait, look at that one about Thanksgiving. The email showed Derek asking Mom to tell the family I'd insisted on spending the holiday with his parents. I never said that. She told me everyone was busy with Aunt Elaine's cruise. I spent Thanksgiving working because I thought no one was around. Looks like she's been doing this for years, keeping you from family gatherings, then telling everyone you were too busy. That night, I called Mom with my first piece of false information about landing the Thompson account. 3 days later, Thompson emailed me about a breach. They'd heard from Rivera Marketing. Proof in hand. I forwarded the email to my personal account, then called Jess. Thompson took the bait. Now I've got proof Derek's leaking confidential info. Nice. What about your mom? Working on it. I'm setting up an engagement dinner next Saturday. Invited the whole family, including Aunt Elaine. The aunt your mom said was too busy to see you for 3 years. Exactly. Aunt Elaine called me yesterday, thrilled to be included. Said she thought I was avoiding family gatherings all this time. I created an anonymous email account and sent Marcus at Rivera a cryptic message. Ask Derek about his source for the Thompson account details. Proof coming at Saturday's engagement dinner. The day before the dinner, I met Jess to finalize our plan. You sure you want to do this so publicly? No way. They humiliated me behind my back for months. I want witnesses. Fair enough. I'll bring the laptop and projector. You've got all the emails ready? Everything's set. I've created a presentation worthy of a marketing executive. I showed her my phone with the slideshow titled, The Truth About Trust. One more thing. I invited Marcus from Rivera. Told him Derek wanted to make a special announcement about their company. Cold-blooded. What about your job at Axis? Already spoke with HR about the corporate espionage situation. They're sending a representative too. You've thought of everything. When you spend years creating marketing campaigns, you learn how to tell a compelling story. And tomorrow, everyone's going to hear exactly what kind of people Derek and Mom really are. Saturday night arrived, and I'd never felt more calm. The private room at Bellini's was perfect. One entrance, projection screen on the wall, enough space for 15 people. Derek arrived early to help me set up. The flowers look amazing, babe. You've thought of everything. I wanted tonight to be memorable. If only he knew. Mom showed up next, hugging me tight. So proud of you, honey. This dinner is a wonderful idea. Guests trickled in, co-workers, Derek's parents, and family members who looked shocked to see each other. Callie, it's been way too long. Aunt Elaine rushed over, squeezing me tight. Your mother said you've been too busy with work for family gatherings. Really? That's interesting. Marcus from Rivera arrived, looking confused when Derek seemed surprised to see him. You didn't know I was coming? Your fiancé said you had an announcement. Once everyone was seated and drinks were served, I stood up, champagne glass in hand. Thanks for coming to celebrate our engagement. Before the toasts begin, I've prepared a short presentation about truth and relationships. Jess dimmed the lights and started the projector. The first slide appeared, screenshots of Derek's emails to Marcus, sharing confidential access information. What the hell is this? Derek's face went white. Evidence of corporate espionage. Derek has been stealing confidential information from my company and sharing it with Rivera Marketing for over a year. Marcus stood up abruptly. Is this true? She's clearly manipulated those emails, Derek sputtered. Next slide, please. The screen showed Derek's messages to my mother, planning their secret meetings. Mom, care to explain why you've been meeting my fiancé behind my back to share my personal insecurities with him? Callie, honey, this is a misunderstanding. Is it? Next slide. Screenshots of emails about family gatherings appeared. These show how you've been isolating me from our family for years, telling me they were busy while telling them I didn't want to attend. Aunt Elaine gasped. Linda, you told me Callie was too focused on her career for our Christmas gathering last year. I was protecting her from family drama. Final slide. The Thompson email about the information breach filled the screen. Marcus turned to Derek. The Thompson account? That's why they canceled our meeting? You're fired. Expect to hear from legal. Derek lunged toward me. You set me up. Actually, I set you free. The engagement's off. The next hour was chaos. Derek left after security escorted him out. Mom tried desperately to explain herself to outraged family members, and Aunt Elaine promised we'd rebuild our relationship. 6 months later, I sat across from Jess at our favorite cafe, celebrating my promotion to senior director at Axis. To bringing down corporate spies and toxic mothers in one night, Jess raised her coffee cup. The company lawsuit against Derek and Rivera finalized yesterday. He's professionally blacklisted. And Linda? Aunt Elaine tells me she's in therapy. Most of the family still isn't speaking to her. Do you miss him at all? Strangely, no. I miss who I thought he was, but that person never existed. And the dating scene? Taking it slow. But I had dinner with Aunt Elaine's neighbor Mike last week. He's an architect. No competing business interests. Smart choice. You know what's funny? I thought losing Derek and Mom would leave this huge hole in my life. Instead, I've reconnected with family I barely knew, made real friends at work, and actually sleep better at night. Because now you know who's really in your corner. Exactly. The people who stick around when there's nothing in it for them, those are the ones worth keeping. What would you have done in Callie's position? Exposed Derek and Linda publicly at the dinner? Or confronted them privately? Would you have given either of them a chance to explain, or was the evidence enough to cut them off completely? If you enjoyed this revenge story, hit that like button so I know to create more content like this. Subscribe to see new stories every week and share your thoughts in the comments below.